Hey guys, this is Karthika Kantwal from Apex Finserv, and well, we're back with the daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session. But as usual, before we start talking about the trades for tomorrow, doing a roundup for the trades that we had discussed yesterday. Well, out of the 8 triggers, only 2 trades were triggered today, which out of which one funny instance was Indices Bank, which missed the target by just 0.75 paisa, the 1% target, and then went on to take our stop loss out. And the other trigger was a this Bharat Forge, which it did not hit either the stop loss or the target, but we closed it at the end of the trading session at about 0.2-0.25% red. So overall, if you consider on the equity, it is a minus 1.2, minus 1.3% kind of day. Nothing major, it's not a problem really when you are booking 2 to 4% on normal days and then losing 1.5% on bad days. The RRR, it all adds up at the end. When it comes to the indices, indices, the levels that we discussed, they were respected very nicely, particularly Bank Nifty again. Personally, we managed to catch around 210 to 20-ish points on Bank Nifty and about 100, not 100, sorry, about 1000 points pips on GBP INR. So it was a good green trading session for us, and well, I hope the same goes for you guys too. Now, without wasting further time, starting with the trades for tomorrow's trading session, the 8 equity trades and the indices outlook too with the options here and charts. Now, starting with the first one, SR Transfin as usual. Now, SRD, if you look at the immediate structure formation, then there has been a high low formation, which is further confirmed by break of a previous swing high. So now we will go long at the support of the nearest swing low at 650. Stop loss going at 640, slightly wide, but well, seems manageable. And the ideal target being 1% as usual. Let's see if it does trigger tomorrow, because well, it's kind of about 1.5-2% away from the current market price. Let's see what happens. Moving on to the next one, we have Apollo Hospitals. Now, Apollo Hospitals, it tried to break this level 1725. It could not, and well, what we are now hoping for is if it breaks this further swing low on the downside, or the support, nearest support of about 1685, 1680, we can take further short positions there. So being slightly aggressive over there, we are going to go short only under 1685 once that level is broken. Stop loss going at 1700, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Moving on to the third script that we have, Just Dial. Well, Just Dial, as we discussed, it had broken out of that range and it saw its share of profit booking today. Now, if you see the candle structure, we have very long wicks at 390, 391. So that is acting as a level of resistance right now. So just to be, strictly from an intraday perspective, well, we are looking for smaller targets of about 1%. We are going to go aggressively short at 391. Stop loss going at 395, and the ideal targets at 1% from your point of entry. Moving on to the next one, PL. PL is in a sort of downward channel right now. If I were to draw a channel, all right, the drawing tools don't seem to be available. All right, but if you were to plot trend lines, you would have a downward channel over there. So we are going to go long only once that upper trend line is broken off that downward channel. So we are going to go long only above 1475. Stop loss going at 1460, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Now moving on to the next one, Indices Bank. Now, Indices Bank, well, it was a really funny trade today. We missed the target by literally just 0.75%. But still, no regrets. It's either target or stop loss. There's no third option for us really. Now, for tomorrow on Indices Bank, we are going to go short position at the nearest resistance. We could have gone for a short at 500 too, but that's being overly aggressive without appropriate, reasoning to back it up. So we are going to go short at the next level of resistance that we have at 505, 507. Stop loss going at 512, and the ideal targets being 1% from your entry. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. Now, MFSL, simple. If I were to draw a trend line, then you would have the next point of interaction at about 550-ish. So we are going to go short at that point. It's really simple. Lower low, lower high structure formation, further aided by the trend line at that point. So we are going to go short at 550, and the stop loss goes at 555, 555. Ideal targets at 1%. Now moving on to the next one, Oro Pharma. Yeah, well, this is one place where we are going to be very aggressive. If you look at the up move that it has had, well, it is a very sudden up move. The entire day it was going up and up. There was no stopping it. It did not give us a chance to enter. So tomorrow we are going to go long just above the highest point that it has for today. Or if you can, it's a simple range break trade of the daily candle. So we are going to go long only above 915, stop loss going at 905, and the ideal targets being 1%. This is this is seeming to be very strongly bullish. So let's see if that momentum is carried on for tomorrow. Moving on to the last one and the latest entrant for today, Bharat Forge. Now Bharat Forge, well, it has broken out of that range, but the thing is, the first candle that we had for today, well, that was not a promising candle. It has formed a big upper wick. So now we are going to go longs only above that level of resistance that it has. If you can see on the chart, it has acted out before as well. So we are going to go longs only above 407, stop loss going at 400, slightly wide, but well, keeping in mind the overall accuracy of the watch list, we think it's pretty fair. It all adds up in the end. So we are going to go for a long above 407, stop loss at 400, and the ideal targets at 1% as usual. Now the thing is, for tomorrow we have a lot of trades that use buy above or sell under kind of stipulations. For that case, again, you will have to use SLM order types instead of the standard bracket order types if you are trading the watch list, which is a good thing, by the way. I am happy if you're trading the watch list. Now moving on to the indices that we have, starting with the first one as usual, Nifty. Well, Nifty right now, again, it has established itself in that stupid range back again, that horizontal range that it used to be in at some point. It is back again exactly at that point. It tried to break out today, it could not, and it fell flat on its face. So Nifty, honestly, this 100-point range is very important, from 11,130 to 11,230, 11,240. This 100 and 110, 120 point range is going to be deciding the next 200-250 points move on Nifty, in my opinion. So let's see what happens. But for tomorrow, well, the price is very close to this supply zone that we have. It is just about 15 to 20 points away. So let's see how it interacts with that. If the candle is if the candle is a weak candle at that particular point of time on any time frame above 15 minutes, you can go for slightly aggressive short positions with the stop loss going above the upper supply zone or the immediate resistance as per the option chain, and the ideal targets being, well, somewhere near the demand zone. It should give you a good RR as well for intraday specifically. Now coming to the option chain for levels, resistance and support wale. Well, we have immediate resistance at 11,300 with 443,000 added contracts. Immediate resistance at 11,400 with 374,000 added contracts. On the support side of things, we have 11,200 as immediate level of support, quite literally, with 810,000 added contracts, and significant support at 11,100 with 495,000 added contracts. Now let's see how it goes. We do not have a lot of confluence on the charts when it comes to the option chain and the demand supply zones that I have plotted. But there's one in particular that is 11,280, 11,300. If I do get a nice short entry at that point, I would not like to miss that. Let's see how it acts out tomorrow in the first 1 hour or so, and then we can plan out our trades accordingly. When we talk about the PCR for Nifty, the PCR comes out to be at a very bearish 1.02. But the thing is, the same is not being echoed by the option writers, where we have a lot of put writers being huddled up at particular strikes, whereas the call writing is not being done so aggressively or so proactively. So let's see what happens tomorrow. It seems like it's going to be a buyers versus sellers kind of day. Let's see which side wins and where does the index actually end up going. Now coming to the second index that we have, Bank Nifty. Well, if you just see the zones that we have plotted, well, they have been working so nicely on the index. Even today we were able to capture about 200 to 20 points just because of these zones and nothing else. So price action, it really is wonderful by itself. Now for tomorrow, we are back at the more or less exact same zone that we were going to track yesterday at 21,650, 21,660. Now this is again an important place. If this is broken on the upside, we have 21,900 as the immediate target. If that is being rejected, we have again 300 points on the downside, 21,350 each level. So it's a 250-300 point move either side that I am expecting. If not tomorrow, well, I am kind of expecting it tomorrow. If it's not a range bound day, that would be pretty bad. Let's see how it goes though. When we talk about the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 21,800 with 48,000 added contracts. Important resistance at 22,000 with about about 290,000 added contracts. On the support side of things, we have 21,500 with 220,000 added contracts as your immediate level of support. For your significant support, we have 21,000 with 205,000 added contracts. Now for Bank Nifty, I would say that the put writers again, they are seemingly more certain of the strikes acting as support rather than the call writers. So let's see what happens. If you go simply by the option chain, it should break this 21,650 zone on the upside, but then it will have to face immediate resistance at 21,800. So let's see how it goes. You can apply some nice concepts such as pyramiding, partial booking, multiple entries. Lots of things can be done. Depends on your trading style and your trading experience. But personally, as I said, I would like to trade break of this zone, break or rejection, whatever it is, depending on the first 1 hour or so of price action. Now this is all the charts that we had to discuss for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, more or less at the same time as we are every day, bringing you more charts and more trades for the coming trading sessions. Now, as usual, if you like the content that we have been posting, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want any of this, or rather if you want all of this in the morning before the trading session starts, you can check us out on Telegram at @ApexFinServe or Twitter or Instagram. We share all these things at all the places. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a good green trading session tomorrow and a nice exciting weekend with your friends and family. Have a good night. Bye.